What is going on, YouTube? You are back with The Real PG for another NBA player prop video for today, Thursday, February the 9th. Before we get into today's video, if I could please ask you guys to smash that like button for a big old sweep yesterday. If you've not got subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button for the most up-to-date information on player line movements, player injuries, and anything else in regards to today's slate. Before we get into the slate, three quick links in the description section below that are important to those who want to be a part of this community. First one being the free Discord. This is an extension of the YouTube where my research continues throughout the day. I'll be dropping nuggets here and there in the Discord. Uh, Tons of other sharp people in here dropping plays, dropping ideas for plays, all sorts of stuff. So definitely come check this out on your own time, guys. It's a great community full of sharp people and tons of value to be had here. If you want more than what is offered for free through the YouTube, those couple picks or, the couple things you might see in the Discord, the Patreon might be for you. So right now there's two different tiers on the Patreon, a base tier and an all access tier. All access VIP does give you the private VIP chat, as well as the Patreon cheat sheets through props.cash, as well as some of the other props.cash information I paid for. You get to see all my lineups throughout the day. You can ask me to deep dive research a play for you, and I will happily do it. Basically, anything you need if you're in top tier, I will make it happen for you. If you're in base tier, you're essentially getting my first looks as well as my final plays throughout the day. One lineup comes with each. It's generally a 4 or a 6 man, and you can kind of pick what your favorites are out of those if you want to go with a smaller lineup. If you're not sure about the Patreon and paying for it, come into the testimonial section, guys. Take a look at this. It's got lots of ideas on what other people have to say about myself, the Patreon, how it's run, how we've been doing, and as you will see, there is a hell lot of green and nothing but good things to be said. So definitely something to come check out on your own time and a decision for you to make. If you're still, even after reading this and going through all this, you're unsure that you want to pay for the disc or for the Patreon, well, you still have an opportunity to get it for free. Time is running out. This originally was a 30-day promotion, but now you are down to the final 10 days. If you head over to Thrive Fantasy and sign up as a new user and first-time depositor with my promo code, capital letters PG, and you make just a $10 deposit. We have dropped it from 20 to 10 at this point. You need to make a $10 deposit. You can deposit as much as you would like, and they will match 100% up to $100, but 10 is what is required for the promotion. Once you have gotten money on there and you've signed up using the promo code, your money will obviously be doubled by using the PG promotion or the PG promo code. So your $10 will become 20, and then you need to just place a bet of $1 or more. It's a $1 minimum all day, every day on Thrive, as well as some of the free squares that you will have depending on what day you sign up. There's generally free squares for new users almost every single day. So once you have done those things, signing up, capital letters PG promo code, a $10 minimum deposit, and you have made a bet of $1 or more, head back into the Discord to send me a DM letting me know, hey man, I've taken care of the Thrive requirements, whatever, and immediately I get you verified through Thrive and into the Patreon the next day. Since you're not an actual Patreon member, everything is screenshotted directly from Patreon and is handled through the Discord. So for those Thrive members who have signed up, this is what you will get. Something like this every single day. You will get a first looks lineup, which is very basic. Just gives you the plays I like, not much explanation to it, and then later in the day you will get your final write-ups. And this is where I give my final plays as well as a detailed description of why I'm making each one of these plays, the statistics and the facts to go behind it, and my logic for it. So again, everything is directly from the Patreon as if you were a Patreon member, but it is an opportunity to try it before you buy it for 10 days at this point still. So definitely enough time to get a feel for, hey, this base tier is good, I like this, or hey, I think I want more, or hey, this isn't for me. 10 days, this should be more than enough time for you to be able to make that decision. And my guess is you're going to stick around and you're probably going to want to go top tier. But again, that is for you to decide. Check it out on your own time. I don't want to waste too much time for those of you who already know about this promotion. But for those who have not taken advantage of it, guys, please do. I'm trying to give that back to the community in any way I can. And I think this is probably the best way to do so by giving you guys a shot at the deepest corners of the community, the behind the paywall for free to try it and see if it's something for you. Just for going over to Thrive and trying a new website that offers the best payments, the best payouts, the best props. They don't fog the board up with all sorts of crazy turnover, 3 point. How many times I scratched my ass during the game, like literally that Prizepicks does to cloud the vision of the best plays. So, Thrive, in my opinion, is probably the best site out there, especially for bankroll building. Plus, now you have extra incentive to go over there and give it a shot. So, again, 10 days remaining on that, guys. Free Patreon through February the 19th. If you sign up with promo code capital letters PG, make a $10 minimum deposit, and make a bet of $1 or more, and then just let me know. All right, let's get into the plays, guys. Still relatively early, short slate. I'm not sure if everything's fully populated or not yet. Yesterday, we did sweep on both sites, so congrats if you were watching the video and you did tail. You were a winner. We had a 2-man over on Thrive and a 3-man over on Prizepicks that hit. I'm going to try to give something similar to that today. So the plays we're going to be looking at over here to start with. First one is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo over his PRA. Since the points are not offered straight, I'm going to be looking at his PRA as he has covered the PRA line in points alone almost in a lot of these last matchups. So let's take a look at the matchup itself first. And we got power forward versus the Lakers. And let's see what Giannis is working with. So he has about a top 7, top 8 matchup. Still green, 25.84 points per game allowed, 11.86 boards, and 3.73 assists. So they're giving up on average about 40 PRA and about 50 fantasy points a game to your average power forward. Giannis is everything but your average power forward, as you all already know. So he has a great spot today. And if we dig into the history of what Giannis has done, he has seen them one time this year only, and he did play 35 minutes, put up 40 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, giving us 52 PRA. And the line today was 53.5, so he would have came up just short. He did hit the points in this game, obviously, though, so points would be a fine look in my opinion as well. Let's go back in if I can find the right tab. Here we go. If I can go back in. So next game, he also cleared his points with 44. The line on the points today is 33.5. He did hit PRA in this game as well, between points and rebounds alone. He wound up with a total of 66 PRA in this game. Game prior to that, he cleared his points with 47, cleared his PRA with 59. And then you are dating back into 3 seasons back in 2021 where he finally did come short on points and PRA. But these last 3 matchups, like I said, he has covered points with ease by at least 7 points in each. He has covered PRA in 2 of the 3 with flying colors, and the one he missed was a bucket short. So yeah, something else to notice in that game, he took only 3 3-pointers, made none of them. So literally just puts one more basket on the board and he is there in 3 of the last 3. So since we're not offered the point straight, I would take the PRA or even the points plus rebounds, I think is a fine look. Let's look at what the total on P plus R is for Giannis, 47.5. And if we go back into this, so in this game, he would have had 47 hooking you short. He would have cleared it in this one. He would have cleared it in this one as well. So the PR and the PRA are basically in the exact same boat. The points are 3 for 3, though, over those last 3 games. So judgment call for you to make whether you want to go PR or PRA. I personally am on the PRA as I do think he should be able to put at least a few assists on the board today against these Lakers. If we look at the Vegas line and see what they are kind of feeling Giannis might be up to today. Let's see where they've got him. So a lot of this is locked right now, but his PRA total is minus 118 to the over, minus 112 to the under, basic even money. The points at 33.5 were at about a minus 140 juice earlier. So the juice was definitely behind the points more than anything. The rebounds are plus money at 14.5, so I think we're good to count for at least 13 boards today. And probably 5 to 6 assists, giving us 20 RA. If we can get 37 points, 37 points would cover it. And again, if we dig into the game logs, he has gone over 37 points in all three of the last three games. So I do think either one of those looks is equally good. If we look at what Giannis has been doing on the road as of late, as far as the PRA goes, it's not great. The matchups are insane, as you can see. But he has only hit in 3 of the last 7 games, 4 of the last 10 on the road. If we dig into the points, it's not much better. Definitely a lot stronger player on the road, or on the at home. But given the matchup, yeah, and the minus 140 Vegas line, I think there is some strong logic behind taking the over on the points rebounds or the PRA. The rebounds are also juiced under, like we talked about, at 14.5, but I think we are good to get about 13. I think 12 would be a worst case scenario. And if we dig into the road assist where he's been, somewhere between 6 and 8 generally. So again, 13 rebounds, 12, 13 rebounds, 6 to 8 assists. So you're in the 18 to 20 RA, and then you would just need about 36 to 37 points, somewhere between 35 and 40, depending on what the RA side of it looks like. So I don't mind. Even the points plus assist look might not be terrible. So the points plus assist looks a little better than the PRA does, I guess. Points plus rebounds, the exact same thing. So it's really a horse apiece on these, but I do see Giannis going over with no issue today. So that will be play number 1 over on Thrive. Play 2, we're going to be looking at a Spencer Dinwiddie over his points. Dinwiddie's going to have to carry this team on his shoulders against Chicago, where he does have some pretty solid history as well. Let's dig into just his straight points, where he on the road, where they are playing today, I believe. Let me double check. Let me just double check all this real quick with all the trade funniness going on and make sure I am on everything correct. Let's get today's matchups if I can find them. All right. It's Mr. Dinwiddie. All right. Shooting guard versus Chicago. So let's get to this and go to the shooting guard versus those Bulls. And he has a top 4 matchup in points at 27.93 points per game over the last 7 games, as well as 7.161 rebounds and about just shy of 4 assists per game. Because of this, I would be looking strictly at the points, as I do, like I said, I think he's going to have to be doing a lot of facilitating, but I do think initially, first and foremost, he's going to be a scorer in this position, as they don't have a lot of scoring firepower on Brooklyn anymore. So if we dig into Dinwiddie and what he has done in the past, let's take a look. So granted, a lot of this was other teams. Finally back home with Brooklyn a couple years later, but he has had totals of 27 points, hitting, 18 points, missing by a bucket, 24 hitting, 20 hooking short, 24 hitting over the last 5, getting him there in 3 of the last 5. The 2 that he missed were by 1 bucket. I do see him having some superb volume today, and through these games, if you look at these last 5, he never went over 15 attempted field goals. I think we get somewhere upwards of 20 today from him on attempts. So if we dig back into what Dinwiddie has been doing again, it's going to be a home game today. So he has been extremely consistent when he was with Dallas. Even though he wasn't hitting a lot of these games, he is right in this wheelhouse of 18, 19, 20, 21 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 6 games. 5 of the last 6 games, he has been over 19 points. So we're talking one basket difference, guys. I don't see any reason why he can't cover this line today. If we dig into what Las Vegas is thinking on this one, I'm guessing he is probably heavily juiced over on his points and probably the PRA as well. We might not be able to see. Let's take a look. There we go. We do have him. So on his points alone, yep, heavy juice. Minus 139 to the over, plus 106 to the under. I am definitely high on this line. The PRA does not look terrible either at minus 128 to the over, minus 103 to the under, but the points certainly seem to have more value, as well as the matchup confirming that with a top 4 scoring matchup versus the Bulls for shooting guards. So play number 2 over on Thrive is going to be Spencer Dinwiddie over his 20.5 points. He is on here somewhere. I just don't know where. There we go. Spencer Dinwiddie over 20.5 points. Play number 2. I have already sent them through and locked them in. Feel free to do the same if you are tailing today. I do see both these plays hitting with ease. Let's head on over to Prizepicks, where I've been building for just a little bit now and have ideally a 4-man I'm going to give out to you guys. And this is what we're looking at. We're going to take the honest points, though, so we're going to be looking at something similar to this. So we're going to be looking, like you said, I've already taken a look at a few of these plays, but we're going to be looking at the Antetokounmpo points, not the PRA, since we are given the actual option over here before this gets bumped. 33.5. We're going to take DeJounte Murray off because that is a little bit of a questionable one still. We're going to take Trey and his assist, as well as Jokic first half PRA. And then I did want to take off DeAndre Ayton and swap out, who was it that I was trying to play instead? Maybe it was Ayton. Maybe we'll go 3-man just because I haven't dug quite deep enough on Ayton yet to feel totally comfortable. So this is a 3 I'd leave you with over here. Plus Dinwiddie, I guess, would be number 4. I think that's probably a good way to do this. I have not sent that through yet, so let's go ahead and put this through, and then we will talk about why on these other 2 plays. All right, so let's take a look at Trae Young and his assist. So Trae Young game log versus Phoenix. They are playing at home today with a 7-point spread, 229 total. Over the last, let's just start counting games. He has 1 miss, obviously, right here with 5 assists. Outside of that, most recently, about a week ago, put up 12 assists. Game prior, last season, a little bit of an anomaly, 5 assists to go along with 43 points. So that definitely understandable why the assist count was low in that game. Outside of that, though, he's been relatively dominant with 13, 12, 13, 10, and 13 dating back 8 games or so, and point totals of 20, 43, 31, 16, 19, and 36. So I don't mind the points as well, but I do think the assist is probably just the strongest play altogether. If we look at what Trey is doing from home, as far as the assist goes, so he has hit in 2 of the last 2 games, 3 of the last 6, and 6 of the last 10 from home. If we look at his overall, just to see what he's been doing lately as a whole, he has hit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 7 games, 7 of the last 9. So pretty strong on the assist front. If we do go back to the home games to look at the points and the points plus assists to see if that might be something that might be more viable, it actually looks really good. Wow. So the points plus assist might be not the worst look today as well. Hit rate is the same, but the consistency is just a lot nicer. Looking at 33, 33, hit, 32, 33, hit. So, in the 2 games, in those all those misses, we're talking 2 buckets, nothing, or 2 buckets and 2 assists. nothing that couldn't be taken care of in a strong matchup. So let's dig into the matchup for the point guard versus Phoenix and see kind of where this leaves Trey as far as assists go and as far as points go. Let's look at the assist first. First, the Suns. Not the greatest matchup, giving up only 7.14 assists over the last 7 games. Not something that necessarily deters me due to the history. And if we look at the season long to see where they're at, it looks like it's a pretty clamped tight spot, but you got to remember this is with Devin Booker over the season playing in these games, and over the last 7, you're having a lot of shift of players. So if we dig into who is starting today, actually for Phoenix, we gotta have some Damian Lee defense. I'm sorry, guys. Why was I on shooting guard? Was I on shooting guard this whole time? Let me go back in there. I was on point guard, so sorry about that. I take that back on the Devin Booker's talk. So let's get back into this and see. So we're going to have some Chris Paul defense. I don't really see Chris Paul as somebody who is an intimidating defensive factor. And with a lot of these players sitting out, a lot of these guys are going to be forced to take a lot of minutes and a lot of run. Therefore, I think Trey has room to outwork them based on how much they're going to be on the court, burning out by a third, fourth quarter, where Trey should be able to start heating up if this game remains close. So again, I do like the assists. You could look at points plus assists as well. I think either is a fine play. Again, these are first looks, and more research will go into these throughout the day, but I do think this is a very strong play. We've discussed we've discussed Antetokounmpo, we've discussed Dinwiddie, so let's look at Jokic and his PRA. Generally, I like to take this in home games, but Nico is on the road today. So if we look at Jokic and where they have got him slated as far as a Vegas line goes, against the Orlando Magic, Nikola Jokic and his PRA is just a little over even money at minus 120 to the over, minus 110 to the under. So just a little bit of juice to the over side. Pretty much even money though. But let's look at what he has done versus Orlando in the first half. For reference on this play, Nikola Jokic game log. First half game log versus Orlando. All right, so the points. Let's dig into actually exactly what the props are here for him. Get into the first half for Nikola Jokic. So we're looking at 12.5 points, 23.5 PRA, or 28.5 fantasy points. If we look at just the last 5, which is probably the worst thing you could ever do, but we're going to just take a look for reference again. Do not use this ever as a reason to select a player because you will lose 9 times out of 10. But he has 5 out of the last 5 on fantasy points as well as the PRA. He has been short on the points in 2 games. So the points are probably not a look that I'm as interested in, as he has not hit those 12.5 points in the last 4 games with only 10, 11, 12, 11, and finally 16 back in 2021. But if we do add up the PRA totals, we have totals of 26, which would be a hit in this game, 19, missing in this game. Over here, we're looking at 29, easy hit again, so 2 for 3. Then again, another miss. And then finally in the 5th game to round it out, another hit with 29. The fantasy points, I also think, are a very viable look. Despite having 2 turnovers in 4 of these 5 games, he has also had at least 1 steal or block in 3 of these 5 games. So in the most recent game, had 1 steal and 1 block prior to first half, giving him 6 extra fantasy points. Take away the 2 for turnovers, so that's 4. The differential between PRA and fantasy points today is 5. It would have been made up throughout the rebounds and the assists with those extra 0.2s and 0.5s, so he would have easily cleared the fantasy point count here. In this game as well, he would have came a lot closer, but he would have been short still. This game with no steals, no blocks, and 2 turnovers, he still would have cleared the fantasy point line. And then again, same goes here with no steals, no blocks. He did miss PRA, he did miss points, and he missed fantasy points in this game. So it's kind of been an every other game thing. So if the pattern sticks true, this would be a miss. But that's not really how this works. But again, this is generally a play that I like to make at home. But if we do look at the games that Jokic has hit, 3 out of the 5 have been the 3 of 5 hits that he has had. 2 of those 3 have been in Orlando. So he will be in Orlando tonight. So this is going to be one of the exceptions where I would generally, like I said, be a home play only. I'm going to take him on the first half PRA today on the road. If we dig into what Jokic has been doing on the road, as far as his PRA totals go for the first half, it is certainly nothing like it is at home. If we look, very, very different tales here, as you can see. So, like I said, generally a home play. I'm going to take it today because the matchup is strong and the history is fine. I do think this game should stay relatively tight. 232 total, 6.5 point spread. Again, first looks only, guys. These are definitely nothing that are set in stone. I lock in things throughout the day regardless, just because if my first looks were right and then I end up changing my mind later, I have some equity in those early looks. There's not a lot that I will send through, but I want to have some equity in my first looks. So again, here's what I've sent through this morning so far. Giannis being in every lineup, Dinwiddie being in 2 of 3 lineups, Trae Young being in all 3 lineups, and then spreading that fourth man between DeJounte Murray, Nikola Jokic, and DeAndre Ayton. So that is what I've got for you guys today. If you are tailing, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we can create something similar to yesterday and continue this sweep run. And again, please gamble within your means, guys. Don't gamble anything you cannot afford to lose. And make sure to do all of your own research. Despite myself going and doing this research throughout the day, this is early first looks and has not been anything dove into to the point where I would say I feel extremely comfortable with these plays yet. By 5 p.m., it'll be a very different story with the plays I have and those that will go into the Patreon. Again, if you're interested in getting into the Patreon, you can do so for free until 2/19, which gives you 10 days out of the 30-day original promotion by heading over to Thrive Fantasy, signing up as a new user, first-time depositor with promo code capital letters PG, making just a $10 minimum deposit and a $1 bet. Head back to the Discord and let me know you have taken care of those requirements, and I will have you in the Patreon by normally the same day, worst case, the next day. Until the next one, guys, I wish you nothing but the best of luck and peace.